So I guess we're live. Are we live or
Yes,
not?
we're live.
Really? How can I be sure we're live? So please, everyone, if anyone can see us, please let us know if we're live or not.
Hey,
This is the first time we are doing this, and this is going to be the first time of many, many, many other videos that we're going to make. This is Eduardo Duran, as many people already know me. And I'm going to be here with Adriana. And Adriana and I are going to be talking about a lot of topics. And these topics are pretty much the information from the books. We're going to talk about it. And Adriana, I want you to talk about yourself because a lot of people already know me. But now I want you to introduce yourself, talk a little bit about you, and pretty much just to take the ball in this.
alrighty. Hello, Eduardo. I am very happy to be here. My name is Adriana. It doesn't matter much who I am or what I do. What is important very much, I think, is that I fell in love with all the information that Eduardo started sharing with us in his books. He has now four books. He's writing the fifth one, aren't you? Yes. For some reason, I met Eduardo. I bought his first book. I read all the information and I couldn't stop reading the rest of the book. So I have all of them. Right now, I'm in the third book, and here's the fourth book. Okay. And what's important is that I just had the luck to meet Eduardo in Portugal, and we spoke and we decided and we shared this passion of sharing all the information that he writes. He's in writing and sharing with us in the books. So we decided to start this project. uh, this project of playing with forms. It's called exactly like the book's name, because I think that is the easiest way to meet and to make these books famous. That's what I want. And basically, my intention is I try to convince Eduardo to do this project to share all the knowledge with everybody, starting for myself. So we decided to start every week, every Thursday at this time, to talk about all the information. So I would say it's a requirement, but I really suggest you to buy the book, at least the first one. Eduardo is going to share the links in the comments so you can go really quick and buy your first book. So we are going to start sharing, right, Eduardo? Like in order, we're going to share, like for the four or five first transmission, we're going to talk about all the information that you can find in the first book. So that's the thing. That's the easiest way to for you to encourage you to read it, so we can wait for you to read it and to share with us all your questions, because we really want this program to be very authentic, very um, you know um, natural for everybody. And we want you guys, all the audience, to share with us everything here. I mean, these transmissions are not a class, even though Eduardo is like a master. But is just a space for all of us to share how we feel, to ask Eduardo how to do things, um, to just whatever question you have, any complaint, or even any suggestions about the themes or the ideas you would like to talk about or whatever. So I am really happy that Eduardo is here with us, and I think this guy has a lot of things to talk about. So now let's get back to
All
him.
right. Yeah. So the main idea of these videos, which this is just the first one of many, it's to be first of all to have fun. I told Adriana that we really want to have fun. Another, there are many reasons. Another reason is that I really need to feel comfortable being in front of a camera, so I'm getting used to it now. And also, I want to make this something complementary for the information that is in the books. So I want to make this. The reason why this is live is because we want to make this authentic. And this is not, this is, as you can see, you can interact with us right now. This is the first video. So eventually we're going to get to know more people and we're going to interact much more. So this is the idea. And to be as authentic as possible. This is also a lesson for me to be more authentic, to be more visible and not to be afraid of being visible because I have been afraid of that in the past and not anymore. But anyway, this is the point of these videos. For those who want to speak Spanish or interact with us in Spanish, right after this video, we're going to go to the other channel in Spanish and we're going to talk about the same topics in Spanish. Now, the topics are going to be covered by you, so whatever you suggest. And also, Adriana has some ideas. So, from time to time, we can talk about pretty much any topic that anyone comes up with. And we are really open to pretty much anything. Of course, we have to be careful with this platform because there are certain topics that we cannot say directly. So, and we're live. So, whatever we say, it's said and we cannot change it. So, we just need to be careful with that. So, even right now, if you make some comments in the chat, so everything is going to be available forever. So, just think about that. And what else, Adriana? So, as you can see, this is very authentic. This is not recorded. We are not thinking about the topics in advance or maybe only for a few minutes before talking.
Yeah.
And today we're gonna just introduce ourselves, show you how this is gonna be, or this is our project, our plan, and it's gonna be in English and Spanish. And we want to make this possible every week around the same time.
Yeah.
So that will be at 7 for people in Europe. It will be at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. in Europe, where I'm located. And just for you to know, the reason why we probably have a different accent is because I was born in Mexico. Adriana was also born in Mexico. So we're both Mexicans, but we both live in Europe. I live in Slovakia. Adriana lives in Portugal. So we met in Portugal, and that's when everything started.
Yeah.
And here we are making it live, making it possible. So coming back to the times, it's going to be at 7 every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Europe time. For Portugal, Portugal is 1 hour less, so it will be 6 p.m.
So
And then
so is UK, right? Yeah.
yes, UK and Portugal will be 6 p.m. every Thursday. And then for I have it written somewhere. For Mexico City, it's going to be 11 a.m. And then
Exactly.
California, that will be 10 a.m. and Texas 12 p.m. For
Exactly.
Argentina will be 2 p.m. and Colombia 12.
Good.
So Adriana, now share with us.
So that is so great. I think all our mission is just. I was telling Eduardo when he said, "Let's have fun," and of course, we're gonna have fun. Not only because Eduardo is a very interesting guy, and we are gonna make everything we can to make these really fun and interactive, but also because all the information that's shared in the books is really like to make us feel happy. So whoever has not bought the books, I really encourage you to do so, um, because well, I am sure that everybody is going to have a lot of questions about who is Eduardo. I mean, most of you guys probably know him, but who doesn't, everybody's going to ask, like, who is this guy? How come he's talking about all these? What happens? So in the first book, Eduardo talks a lot about his life, how all this started, and so because this is not a space to talk about ourselves, but about the information and the tools and all the knowledge and the wisdom that is within the book. I really encourage you. You have to read the book for the next. Let's say for next Thursday, you're going to be able to read at least half of this first book of Eduardo, and then you're going to have a lot of questions to share with us next week. So I promise you, when I bought this book, I read this with my husband every single night, and in 4 days it was gone. I mean, we read the first book in less than a week because it is very interesting. It's like eyes and heart opening. It's a lot of information about the world, how it started. So it's like, oh wow. And then there's something that I found incredibly interesting and loving about the book. Eduardo keeps telling us how wonderful we are as human beings and what a great project the human being is. So, the name of the book in Spanish, I mean, it says Jugando con Playing with Forms, the really true story of the world, and the really the truth about human nature. So he's going to be telling us a lot about ourselves, and we're going to learn a lot. Believe me, everything is going to be changing our minds, and this is going to be a life changer for yourselves. And then we're going to learn a lot of tools and personal, resources to go every day through all the situations that we live, in the outside world. So we're gonna empower ourselves a little. Eduardo, how did you feel about telling us when you started writing your first book?
Yeah, right. So just for those who don't know, I experienced a lot of things that might be considered unusual, and of course we're going to be talking about all of this, and all of this is in detail in the books. But I don't want to focus on creating some sort of fear, controversy, or any of that. Actually, it's the opposite. I want um, I understood. I was curious about these things, and I'm an engineer. I have this. I used to have this mindset of I want to understand everything through science, and I got everything through science. So I started to understand many things that I actually wanted to understand, and now I understand much better. But besides all of that, it's not only about some research that I did. I experienced some things that might be considered um, and very unusual, and I got access to certain types of information that most people don't have, and that's where most of the information of the books come. That's why I decided to share. But in the message that I got from my guides or my teachers, as I call them, and they told me share everything with love. So this is the main reason why I'm sharing this in a specific way. I'm not sharing this in a way to cause fear, controversy, because I could, and many people do, but that's not the point. Because as they told me all the time, whatever you share with fear is kind of useless. Even if the information is true, if you're sharing with fear, then you're creating more damage than than helping anyone. So the idea is to provide some information, and it's not just to entertain the mind, because actually I want the opposite. And we talk a lot about the mind. We're going to be talking about. Um, I don't want this to be about talking about only about energies and things that we might not understand. I want this to be as understandable as possible, and that was the main idea in the books. I didn't want to sound smart, and you can see in the books that well, as many people tell me, everything you read in the books is pretty much me talking. And it's not that I want to talk about topics that are difficult, because these topics are difficult enough. So the idea is to understand these topics in a way that are easy for us to absorb, easy for us to understand and apply it. Not only understand it, because there is a lot of information out there where they are sharing this type of information, which I don't totally agree. I don't agree with everything, and I talk about that as well,
Yeah.
because I have my teachers and I ask them. So this is the idea. The idea is to interact, talk, learn, but apply this knowledge to our lives so we can improve our lives in a way that we understand. And just for everyone to know, we're gonna try to make these videos 20 minutes, and 20 minutes in English, 20 minutes in Spanish. So we still have like 5 minutes left.
Hurry up.
So yeah, that was fast.
Yeah, and I would like to, guys, also to just to mention that throughout all the readings, you will find always, a very common sentence or saying from Eduardo. Everything has to do with love. So that was pretty much what catch me at the first during the first book, that he doesn't pretend to make himself like present himself like he's very wise or he's lucky to be, contacted by these guys. That, by the way, Eduardo, you have to talk a little about who they are. But everything is with regards of living our lives at the best we can, using all the potential that we have. And Eduardo is actually sharing, another a different point of view, where we take responsibility of our own life. So what really catch me also was like, wow, so I can make my life exactly the way I want to. um, and then has to do also with asking yourself, what do you want, who you are. So as we write in the image, submerging in the world of our mind. I think that is very powerful, because you're not going to have only a great moment and a lot of interesting history details and everything, but also will have the opportunity to know yourself really, really well. So just like almost to close the program, and I would like you to just talk about who they are and a little something about them.
Yes. Okay. We have hello from the Lattice Lab. Hello.
Oh,
So so yes, my teachers, and we're gonna talk in other videos about them. I'll just call them Syrians. If you know what Syrians are or not, well, we'll discuss more about them. For now, let's call them Syrians. So my teachers are Syrians. I talked to them through channeling, and they became my teachers for many, many years. I'm still in contact with them. So pretty much all the information that I wrote in the books, and I'm still writing more books, it's coming from them. Not everything, but most of it. But I also research everything they tell me. Now there's several beings that I communicate with. Not only the Syrians, but Syrians are mainly the one that I talk to, or they are my teachers. But there are many others. So, and there are many other channelers who are also receiving similar information. So I'm always comparing everything. So I'm doing some sort of research. I don't like to believe everything just for believing them, even though I could. But I also like to think for myself, which is something very important. And that's a message that I always tell me: don't believe everything just because I say it. Don't believe the media just because somebody says that, or don't believe the authorities. So the idea is to think for ourselves. And whoever is gonna be reading the books or watching these videos, I also encourage you to think for yourself, not only to take everything like because we say it. And we are not in an authority. We don't know everything, but we have a different perspective, different point of view, different experience. So coming back to the Syrians, they are not here, but they know many things about us. They know how things work, and they're pretty much saying that the world is not what we think or what we learn that it is. So they gave me ideas, information, tools how to understand better, pretty much our reality. Because the books and these videos are called playing with forms, and that's because our reality it's pretty much based on what we believe, and there's no reality, there's no time, there is no space, and I'm talking about science. I'm not talking about fantasy. I'm not talking about something magical. I'm talking about science, and of course we're going to talk about it, and we also talk about medicine, how the body works, and we're going to talk a lot about emotions, thoughts, and the idea of reality, beliefs, because all of this is connected. Of course, if we try to understand this through the scientific method, it's going to be a little bit different because there are some restrictions. But anyway, the idea is that we're not limited. We're going to talk about politics, geography, exopolitics, and medicine, science, physics, chemistry, and pretty much history, the real history based on everything what they're sharing with me. And we have only a few seconds, Adrian.
Yeah, so that's why I really, really recommend you guys go and buy your book. Eduardo is gonna share the link on the comments. Go and pick and buy your book, read it, and we'll see you next week. So, and I promise your life will get a lot better. You will be a lot happier, and your relationships will get very, very, I mean, way better than they are now. So thank you, Eduardo, for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Saying yes to this project. I don't know where it's gonna get us, But I hope a lot of people can enjoy and take advantage of your knowledge and everything that these guys are sharing with us. Thank
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Adriana.
you.
Thank
Take
you. See you next week.
See you. Bye bye.